morning, my good friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my channel. Let me introduce myself. Welcome to my live stream. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andre Lefevre, and I am a citizen journalist. My website is wildnews.us, and I'm an extreme libertarian. And I like to mouth off on things political, things cultural, things interesting. We have a full live stream today. The summer's over for all practical purposes, at least politically. After Labor Day, the swamp is back alive with creatures threatening our republic. We have Brett Kavanaugh confirmation meeting being disrupted by the Democrat brown shirt like tactics. Thank God the rule of law is still there. They got evicted. Also, a Nike, that international corporation that makes shoes and other apparel, among other things, decided to enter the swamp. They decided that they're going to throw the head in on the side of the Democrat Nazis and are featuring Colin Kaepernick, the leading Democrat Nazi icon who is for the separation of races and who is against America, American flag, and American Constitution, who perpetuates a lie that somehow police is killing innocent black people in our country. Yeah, this is the Democrat Nazi demagogue. Nike decided to make him their spokesman. It is very telling that the former president of Iran supports him. Again, I'm not kidding. The former president of Iran, that wonderful liberal country, supports him. Talking about a Nazi and a fascist. One fascist knows another. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to call Nike live in a few minutes, call their press room and see if we can get a comment out of them, find out what is the reason behind them entering American politics on the side of the Democratic Party. You have to be an imbecile to think that that decision had nothing to do with the upcoming elections in November. I suspect that their reasoning behind choosing Colin Kaepernick as their mascot is because American of African descent are leaving Democratic plantation in groves. More and more black people are realizing that they're being held down by the Democrat Nazis and either becoming Republicans or become independent. The last I saw, 29% of the black likely voters support Trump. I am sure this information scares the bejesus out of the Democrat Nazis, and I'm convinced, I don't know, I wasn't there, I'm not allowed in the billionaire circle, but I am convinced that this is why Nike decided to feature Colin Kaepernick, who is obviously hates his own country. He hates our country. He hates our Constitution. He hates our flag. Anyways, as a matter of fact, you know what? Let's start with that. There are more news out there that I'm going to cover. This is a story from Business Insider. Let me set us up, and then let's call Nike. People are destroying their Nike shoes and socks to protest Nike's Colin Kaepernick's ad campaign. This is a picture of a pair of Nike shoes being burned, and that seems to be the pastime that many patriotic Americans are now involved in, basically burning Nike merchandise. A new Nike ad campaign stars Colin Kaepernick, the football player who first knelt during the U.S. national anthem before NFL games to protest radical uh, racial injustice. In response, people opposing to Kaepernick protests quickly began posting videos in which Nike products were destroyed. You can go to Business Insider, but you know what? Let's call Nike press office, and I'm calling Nike Media and Relations, and let's ask them why they decided to go that route.
You have reached the U.S. Media Relations line. If you are a member of the media on deadline, please press 1. If you would like to
Yeah, we are.
while I transfer your call. Nike Media Relations.
Hello, Nike Media Relations. Name is Andre Lefevre, wildnews.us. Have to warn you, I'm live streaming this phone call. How are you today?
All right, how are you?
Doing pretty good. I'd like to find out, like to get your comment on Colin Kaepernick being in your ad campaign. The question is, does your company support Democratic Party in the upcoming elections? Is this why you guys chose Colin Kaepernick?
We have no comment, but what I can have you do is email our media relations inbox, media.relations@nike.com. And there you can get additional information.
So there's no statement, there's no information that Nike allows you to state. Again, you're on a live stream. So basically, you're hiding behind no comment. Am I correct?
We're not commenting on that, but we can give you more information if you choose to email our media relations inbox.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you receiving a lot of phone calls trying to comment on this situation?
A normal amount.
Is your company okay in displaying American flag on their apparel?
We're not commenting on that either.
So you're actually not commenting. You cannot say yes that your company is okay with displaying American flag on your apparel. That's what you're telling me?
We are not commenting on that.
Okay. All right.
You can definitely email our media relations inbox.
All right. So your company is not comfortable saying it's okay for your company to display American flag. Nice going, my friend. God bless you. Well, you just heard it from the horse's mouth. As a matter of fact, let me put it in a crawler. Let me put this in a crawler. The Nike refused to say if they are okay with displaying the American flag on their products. Interesting. Now, I suspect they're going to lose that. So let me update my crawler. I love it. I love it when the creatures, the liberals, have to answer for stuff. Here we go, and my crawler is updated. All right, let's keep on going. We are winning, ladies and gents. We, the American people, the middle class, we who love our country, we who move our country are winning. It just took us a little bit. Tomorrow, this is a headline from Washington Post. Facebook Sheryl Sandberg, Twitter's Jack Dorsey to face questions from Congress about Russia and censorship this week. All right, this is a misleading headline. They're going to answer questions why they ban us, the American people, the conservatives, the patriots, the libertarians, off the internet. The reason they are scared is because of this story. This is from Breitbart. Pew, and it's a Pew. That's a poll. Pew poll. Social media changes political views of 29% of American men under 30. 29% of men under 30 have had their political views changed by social media, while 14% of Americans overall have been affected by Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other platforms in the same way, according to Pew Research. Men between the ages of 18 and 29 are most likely people in America to change their political views after seeing content on social media, with 29% claiming to have done so. Social media prompted views to change among Democrats and Democrat-leaning independents, 17%, than among Republicans and Republican leaders, 9% reported Pew Research. All right, so basically what's going on is that once the young men are exposed to the truth, the young men get off the propaganda machine of the Democrat Nazi controlled corporate media. They become us. They become conservative. They become rational. They become patriots. They become MAGA. So that's why we have social media going out of their own way. The Silicon Valley billionaire who are invested in destroying us for the political and for selfish reasons. Weird though why they want to destroy us, but they hate us. Remember, we are deplorables, irredeemable. They are crapping into you know what. And so they will do anything to prevent more and more American men and women from changing their mind from being idiots and Nazis, Democrat Nazis, into being God-fearing libertarians and conservatives. Let's see. This is Gateway Pundit. They finally, one graphic shows how Facebook has eliminated conservative content since November 2016 election. Click to enlarge. All right, so let's see if we can click on here. But this is Facebook influenced by October 2016. You see blue and you see red. And red, of course, is us, the blue are the Nazis. This is Facebook attack on conservatives since 2017. It shows how much Facebook blew up libertarians and conservatives. I thought it would be a better graphic to show, but at least this is what it is since 2017, and that it was when we elected Donald Trump. No wonder Facebook, Google, and Twitter have trying to ban all of us. They have an irrational hatred for things freedom. All right. Well, here's switching gears to the brown shirt tactics of Democratic Nazis in Washington, D.C. This is from 100%fedup.com. Democrats turn confirmation of Kavanaugh into a circus. Activists behave like toddlers before being removed. And there is a video apparently in there. And let's see if we can play the video. Let's see if we can play the video. There's one of them wearing a hijab. So we got a Muslim women protesting, trying to use Nazi tactics on American confirmation process. Hold on. I guess that's... Yeah, they're being removed from the chambers.
Mr. Chairman, I asked for a roll call vote on my motion with you.
and one of them was wearing Muslim hijab. Wow. So, anyways, this is Democrat Party showing their true face. They're from the very beginning. From the very beginning, Democrats did not believe in freedom. Andrew Jackson, President Andrew Jackson, who created Democrat Party, he's an inspiring man. His personal life is exemplary. He fought in the Revolutionary War as a teenager, almost got killed. He was captured by the British, but he wanted to clear the West from non-white people. He wanted to clear the West from Indians so the white people can settle there. So from the very beginning, Democratic Party was based on racism. The Democrat Party championed slavery. As a matter of fact, according to Dinesh D'Souza, you cannot find a record of any Republican ever owning a slave. Ever. Also, Democratic Party championed separate by equal, Jim Crow laws, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. And to this day, Democratic Party champions dividing people among the racial lines. I'm going to be speaking more about that in my live streams. So they used the brown shirt tactics in Washington, D.C., trying to shut down the legal hearing. Thank God Trump-era law enforcement does not kowtow and stand down in the face of those Democrat brown shirts. They simply kick their ass out, hijab and all. Former Senator John Kyle, who served in the Senate for the state of Arizona, was appointed to fill John McCain's Senate seat. I like Senator Kyle. He's a little bit of a deep stater, but a little bit of an establishment guy. But I don't think he is the evil swamp creature. You know, obviously he's a swamp creature, but I don't think he's one of those rabid Trump haters. So overall, I think the freedom movement, the MAGA movement, have won a good representation from Arizona. Could have been a lot worse. This story is from Gateway Pundit. Yeah, that's about the protest. We already saw that. Let's see if there's another video that they have. Hold on. Maybe not. This story from Daily Caller, okay, this one already covered. This is an interesting story from RT, the state-owned Russian news organization. They're actually interesting. If you adjust with the fact that they're mouthpiece of the Kremlin, they actually do cover the news, and a lot of times they cover it in a fair way. Moscow has noticed U.S. attempts to meddle in Russian election process, foreign ministry. Let me read you a couple of paragraphs. Moscow has seen attempts to meddle in the Russian elections coming from the U.S. A senior Russian diplomat said it comes as Google is suspected or possibly violating the law by selling political ads for unsanctioned rally. Andrei Nesterenko, a senior Russian diplomat, said the U.S. Certainly does attempt to meddle in the Russian electoral process. Interfax reported he was speaking after a brief briefing on the issue. So I guess the Russians are tired of the Democrats pushing non-existent Russian collusion. So they're beginning to push back on it. And they're starting with Google. And you know what? Godspeed. Godspeed. This is another story from RT, and I haven't seen it in any of the American press. The headline is "Man held after attempting to detonate explosive device near U.S. Embassy in Cairo," reports. A man attempting to detonate an explosive device outside of the U.S. Embassy in Cairo has been taken into police custody, according to reports. The embassy was warned U.S. citizens not to visit due to security concerns. Okay. This one comes from the Jihad Watch. Malaysia. Two women caned as lesbians, state Sharia official says, punishment in line with provision in the Quran. Linda Sarsour, where are you? Afraid being caned? Are you afraid being caned, Linda? Let's see. This would be the last story for today. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel won his third term. I am not surprised. And this one is from Washington Times. I'm not surprised. He ran the city into the ground. There is no law and order. Virtually hundreds of young men die from gang-related shootings every year. Most of it is unsolved. The budget is out of hand, and it's a lousy place to live. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that Democrat Nazi Rahm Emanuel is not seeking a new turn. Ladies and gents, I really appreciate you joining me on this live stream. I thank you and I appreciate it a lot more than I can ever say in words. Visit my website, wildnews.us, wildnews.us. If you have anything I want to cover, go to contact us page, and my phone number and my email is there, and it's my actual phone number. And if I'm not busy, I will actually answer it. So, again, God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. God bless you, my friends.